说中文
Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hello there, newbies. This is Chinese Pod, and this is another lesson in spoken Mandarin coming to you from Shanghai, China. My name is Ken Carroll.
Hi, I'm Jenny.
Tell us briefly, what's a newbie?
Oh,
A newbie.
a newbie is
Yeah.
our most basic level.
It's the most basic level. So if somebody has never learned Chinese before, they could get this lesson?
Yes, that's our whole approach.
Yes.
Don't worry if you've never heard or spoken a word in Chinese. You will be able to figure out what we're
That's
talking
correct.
about.
In fact, there are different types of newbies. Some are a little longer and a little bit more challenging,
对。
and some are easier. This is fairly challenging, but you will get it if you've never learned Chinese before.
Yes, and it's also a very essential topic and
Yes.
phrase in Chinese culture.
That's right. And we take these high frequency sort of situations, something that you're likely to encounter in China, and we just bring you there and you hear the whole thing, and that's what we do. So before we listen to this dialogue, Jenny, this is a very common situation in China. Could you tell us a little bit so our listeners can kind of figure out basically what's going on?
好, well, we have someone who is leaving,
Yeah.
and the other person probably business friend
Yes.
or between friends.
Yes.
You want to see the person off
Yes. Yeah.
to the door.
So we're not talking about very close personal friends here. It's
No.
probably just after a business meeting of some sort, something slightly formal.
对。
One person's leaving, the other person is going to sort of send them to the door type of thing.
Yes, because
Wow.
as you know, the Chinese, we're all about courtesy
Yes.
and rituals.
Yes, and sending people to the door. And we can talk
对。
about that. It's kind of interesting. All right, so let's listen to it, and we'll come back in just a moment, and we'll help you to understand it.
Dialogue, first time.
我走了，我送你。不用不用，不用送了。好，慢走，再见。
Second time.
我走了，我送你。不用不用，不用送了。好，慢走，再见。
Third time.
我走了，我送你。不用不用，不用送了。好，慢走，再见。
Okay, now you had the drama. Don't worry if you didn't understand it. We'll help you to figure it out. Let's approach it in a top-down way, Jenny. In other words, let's take the broader meaning. Let's translate it at this stage.
我走了，
I'm off.
我走了，
I'm going.
我走了，我送你，
Let me see you out.
我送你，
Let me see you to the door.
我送你，不用，不用，不用送了，
No. That's not necessary at all.
不用，不用，不用送了，
No, you don't have to. There's no need.
不用，不用，不用送了。好，慢走，再见。
All right. So take care. Bye.
好，慢走，再见。
Okay. Take your time. Bye.
好，慢走，再见。
Now, there's a few really interesting things I want to just remark on before we get into the details here, Jenny. The first of all, these are all chunks of language. Every sentence
Yep.
here is essentially a complete sentence, but you'll hear them use in this form all the time.
Yes, and those chunks, they can function in 100 different contexts.
That's right.
Function on their own, too.
Yeah. And we've translated fairly loosely, but we'll look at the word for it in a moment, but we're translating fairly loosely just to show you how it's used.
对.
Yeah.
How about we do it not so loosely?
Okay.
Quite precisely now.
All right.
Take it from the top.
Yes.
我走了。
So basically, I'm going, or I'm out of here, I'm leaving, I'm history. There's a million ways you could say it.
对.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit more about the details.
好，走. Let's look at this word.
Yes.
Third tone.
Yeah.
走 means to walk, essentially. But it can also be used to mean leave.
To leave.
I'm off.
Yeah.
对。
So we have the pronoun also.
我
And then we don't need to worry about this, but there is a particle at the end, and it's
啦
now. So could you put the three together for us, please, Jenny?
我走了
我走了.
对
Super high frequency. What Zola? When people are leaving, it's almost inevitable that they'll say
that
this.
they announce it 我走了
我走了.
我走了
As you hear it all the time, it's a beautiful little phrase. It works really well. As I said, there's a lot of ways you could translate it. It's basically, I'm out of here. I'm going. Or it's funny if you translate it literally, I'm walking kind of thing. I'm walking has other kind of implications when you say it in English.
Yeah.
But what's all? It basically means I'm out of here. See ya. Great little phrase. Let's hear it again.
我走了
What's all that? Very likely to see it in movies or
对
anything.
and also we hear it all the time in the office
Yeah.
when people get off from work
Yeah,
everybody
我走了
says 我走了
That's
我
it.
走了
Yeah. Now, his very helpful interlocutor here says, let me see you to the door. Let me see you out. What was that expression?
我送你 我送你
Now, this, once again, works as a complete expression. I'll see you out. Now, let's take a look at the three elements.
我送你
Okay.
我送你
Great. Now, we have two pronouns here. The first one is,
我
I've had that already. It means I.
Yes.
The second pronoun is
你
meaning you.
你
And we have a verb in the middle, and that is
送
song.
送
Fourth tone, right?
对
Song.
送
Song.
means well it literally means to send
To send. Yeah, to send. I'll send you.
对
Now, again, this has kind of metaphorical shades, meaning I'll send you. But in Chinese, it's totally polite. It's about as
It's
polite as you
very,
can
very
get.
polite. 对
Or sung me, I send you. And it's just something to say when people are being kind to each other or polite. I'm out here. Oh, let me send you. Or let me take you.
Yes.
Whatever way you want to translate it. Let's hear it one more time.
我送你我送你
Now, don't just go up and say that to someone because that would be a suggestion it's time for you to leave.
Exactly.
If somebody was sitting comfortable and you just went up and said, 我送你, that would be like, get out.
Where are you sending me to?
Yeah, so two great little phrases here. Now, here's another one, and this is so full of Chinese, Chinese
对 courtesy sort of
Let's hear it.
politeness
Yeah.
不用不用不用送啦
不用. Sometimes you'll hear it repeated over and over. No.
不用不用不用不用不用不用
Yeah. Now, so literally meaning the two parts are
不 means no
Yeah.
and 用 means use. Sort
Use.
of 不用 no need.
yes, don't
There's-
use.
Yeah, there's no use.
Now, it doesn't mean no use.
哦对对对
It doesn't mean this is a useless attempt to make me leave. No, so 不用 means don't use that. It's not necessary for you to sung me, to send me up
Exactly.
there. 不用, no, you don't need to do that. Now, there's loads of other contexts you could use that, right? Where people are doing something, you say, oh, that's not necessary,
不
right?
用不用
不用. Maybe you put an extra food down on the table for you or something. So,
不用不用
or going out of their way to give you a ride, up the street or something. You go,
不用不用
Yeah, no,
And this is why this phrase is so useful.
Yeah.
Because Chinese people do go out of their way
They
to
do.
make you feel welcomed and respected.
That's right. And at the very least, they'll keep saying it. They'll offer it, right? And you have to, the more profusely they offer, the more profusely you have to.
就不用
不用. Look, you have to literally stamp your foot sometimes. 不用. All right, get it into your head. 不用. Anyway, this is part of the ritual, the Chinese cultural thing.
对
And now he includes the verb here as well. Also, he says,
不用送啦不用送啦
yeah. So there's the verb again, to send. So it's not necessary to send.
to see me off.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
Yeah, and
不用
don't
送了.
对 and like the phrase before in the beginning, don't worry about the particle 了
Yeah.
Just remember 不用送了
Yeah,
means
just-
there's no need to see me off.
That's right, and it works as a phrase. So 不用送了. There's no need to do that. Okay, now, so...
He's not very sincere. He stopped
He
right
gives in.
there.
He's like, let me. And the guy says no. Okay. Yeah.
好慢走
How means okay. Yeah. Yeah, and this is one more great phrase here.
慢走 慢走。
慢走.
You might recognize 走
It's the same 走.
means to walk,
Walk.
or leave.
Yeah.
And 慢 fourth tone means slow.
Slow.
对
So slowly walk.
Do your moonwalk.
It's funny when you take these really, really fundamental basic units, phrases, and you translate them literally. They're so funny sometimes. And then anyway, it just says bye, and he says,
再见 再见
yeah.
Well, let's come back to 慢走.
Yeah, okay.
Slowly walk.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
It basically means take care.
Yeah, take care when you walk. Don't
Yeah.
rush yourself.
Yeah, be careful.
对 be
Yeah,
careful.
yeah. God knows you don't walk very well, so, yeah. Concentrate on your
But
walking.
it's very, very polite in Chinese
Because we
culture.
all know you can't walk and chew gum at the same time. No, that's kidding. I'm just kidding. Of course it's not. It means go slowly, take it easy, and blah, blah, blah. A lot of this is ritual, actually.
I
It's just
know.
being nice for...
And who should song who?
Exactly.
Should man song woman or vice versa?
That's a big question.
We will talk about it after the dialogue.
Great.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Chinese Pod Trivia. Our first question is, how long will it take you to become an intermediate Chinese speaker using the Chinese Pod app? Is it A, the rest of your life? B, you should already be an intermediate speaker? C, 3 months? Or D, Chinese Pod has an app?
You should already be in.
Ooh, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, 3 months. That's right. Head over to ChinesePod.com now to register for your access to over 4,000 lessons. Get the Chinese Pod app now on Google Play or the App Store.
Dialogue first time.
我走了，我送你。不用，不用，不用送了。好，慢走，再见。
Second time.
我走了，我送你。不用，不用，不用送了。好，慢走，再见。
Third time.
我走了，我送你。不用，不用，不用送了。好，慢走，再见。
Now...
The politics of song.
Yes, indeed. Now, as far as I know, though, between close friends, you don't need this stuff.
Exactly.
No,
It's too formal.
It's too formal. Yeah. However, there are situations when you should.
Yes.
Now, tell us about those.
For example, in the dialogue, we had two people who met for business.
Yeah.
And to extend, you both respect each other.
Yes.
People normally song
Yes.
the other person.
Yeah.
Especially someone who visits you.
Exactly.
As a host, you
Yes.
song your guest.
Exactly. And if that person is older than you, for example,
对
you really should, a middle-aged or an older person especially, you really should song.
Song.
And you should say these phrases. These phrases are magnificent. They're so common and so powerful. And just by saying them, you will endear yourself. Yeah, you really will.
Exactly. And yes, two men can song each
Okay,
other.
all right,
Or
it's
one
not-
man can song another man.
Yeah,
It's not weird.
Well, certainly, I'll take you out to the door. That's fine. Really, really interesting. And it's funny how these things translate as well. You know, when you do it literally, the first sentence, for example, was...
我走了.
Now, literally translated is, I walk. Yeah, I walk. It sounds like a gangster movie, isn't it? I
Oh,
walk.
it sounds like a new Apple product.
Yeah,
The
it does.
I walk.
It does. And then the reply, was...
我送你.
I send you. You could make a gangster movie out of these kind of implications in there. And then there's no use. It's
不
funny.
用了, 不用了.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is the key to remember this stuff is listen to this in the context in which we present it to you. Because rather than talk about abstract context and grammar, we don't do it that way here in Chinese Pod. We put the language into its context so you hear it the way it's really used.
好, unfortunately, Ken,
Yes.
我们走了. We need to go.
真的吗？好。
明天再见.
OK, 再见。
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. can access this lesson directly with the lesson number
1070.
So just go to www.chinesepod.com/1070 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/1070.